Xion has been through a lot in the Kingdom Hearts series, and I mean a lot. Playing through Days and experiencing her story is by far one of the best and most emotional experiences I've had while playing video games. Which, to put it frankly, the movie does not do her character enough justice at all. It will give you a glimpse of the important stuff, but her character is infinitely fleshed out more through dialogue in the actual game, in the Disney worlds, and the clock tower visits that aren't in the movie. The Days movie is honestly fine. Well, I won't say fine, I'll make some more videos about that, but it gets the job done. The movie puts a lot more emphasis on characters like Roxas and on what's leading up to the ending of the game rather than what's going on during that year time span, because it skips a lot of the Disney worlds, a lot of the conversations that Roxas, Xion, Axel have after visiting those worlds, and you miss out on a lot of dialogue, a lot of character building, and a lot of the bonding they go through. You do get a synopsis of their story through the movie. However, if you really want to get to know these characters, really want to know what they're all about, what their personalities are really like, I highly recommend playing through the actual game on the DS, 3DS, or through whatever means you have available. Her entire purpose was to mimic Sora's powers while getting closer and closer with Roxas. Instead of stealing that power, she instead became entirely too aware of her situation and tried through interactions with characters like Riku to understand exactly where she belonged. And eventually she started to realize where she did truly belong, and her conclusion was back with Sora. Despite this, throughout the events of Days, forming a genuine friendship with Roxas and Axel, she grew a heart of her own. She wasn't just a puppet anymore. She wasn't just a member of the organization people needed to boss around. She was her own person. She was no longer just Sora's memories given form. She became Xion. Not the name the organization gave her, but a name that she claimed for herself and a character that grew into her own. With all that in mind, why does she still wield the Kingdom Key? Look. I love the Kingdom Key as much as the next guy, but like Axel got his own Keyblade, Mickey made the Kingdom Key D into his own thing, Roxas has Oathkeeper and Oblivion to himself, essentially. Where is Xion's Keyblade? I think it's something we're highly likely to see in the next saga, honestly, since Mickey turned the Kingdom Key D into its own thing. It's just going to be really weird if I have to continue for years and years, games and games, to see Sora and Xion standing next to each other, and I just keep seeing them with the same exact Keyblade. Roxas' Keyblades are essentially just Oathkeepers and Oblivion, which is something I want to talk about more as well, because I'm curious if he's just able to dual wield now by himself without the need of Sora or Ventus or anything. I guess since they are still connected to him, he can, but that's another topic on its own. But those two Keyblades are essentially his, which is honestly very, very fitting. Those Keyblades perfectly represent him and symbolize his entire character arc. Xion, however, needs some of that. She needs some of that herself. I know she just got back, which is why I'm saying it now, so we can start the next saga off right. She needs her own Keyblade. It doesn't need to be something super crazy. It doesn't need to just happen either, like how it did with Mickey or Riku getting their new Keyblades, where it just kind of popped up. But if they eased into her getting her own Keyblade after some sort of character defining moment, another one, I'd take it. Though storytelling aside, I mean, ultimately, she just needs her own Keyblade at the end of the day. Something that is not the Kingdom Key. Regardless of how they do it, it just needs to happen. She needs something of her own, something that represents her. Since Xion is her own character with her own heart, her own feelings, she should get her own Keyblade and not just have a copy of the Kingdom Key. For those of you who have seen a lot of the videos, been in a lot of the live streams, or have even interacted with me on numerous occasions, you will likely know that Xion is one of my favorite characters in the Kingdom Hearts series. She's in my top 3, straight up. She debatably is the character right behind Sora, who is my number 1. Her return in Kingdom Hearts 3 solidified my appreciation for this character even more. It's crazy because I was not as crazy about Xion growing up. I mean, I didn't dislike her at all. I was not on the side of the fanbase that disliked her. Definitely felt like I liked her more than a lot of other characters, but I didn't really become this fond of her until I started replaying Days and started rewatching the movies and really kind of analyzed realized how her story was leading up to Kingdom Hearts 3. And I realized how just well told her character arc just is. And I feel like this is another like cherry on top of that cake that would just do a lot for her character and really push forward even more that this is, you know, her own character. But let me know down below in the comments what you think about this. Do you believe that Xion will probably get her own Keyblade? Do you think that they're going to keep her with the Kingdom Key forever? Do you think none of this matters? I don't know. Tell me down below in the comment section. But if you enjoyed, you already know what to do. Leave a like, share the video with a friend or family member, and last but not least, if you have not already and want to become part of the union, all you have to do is hit that red subscribe button down below. My name is Prodigy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out, you guys. Bye.